and action. Welcome to this week's podcast, where we bring you all the news and market insights for you not to make financial decisions when it comes to the emerging technology space. We're your hosts, Nish, Frackers, that's what NFA stands for, and also not financial advice.
Clearly not financial advice, but as you listen to the show, you'll know why we say that.
Yes.
Although this week's, we have three subjects that we discuss usually. So one topic is the news, then there's the markets, and then there is the trading competition. I have to say trading because the AI thing that cuts our episodes together for socials keeps thinking I say training, but it's trading with a D as in Mark Zuckerberg is a dick. So
I think that started with an M, but here we are.
Here we go. The news. You go first. Ladies first.
Okay. Well, yesterday there was a really big exploit that happened. Not even an exploit, a scam. Basically, there's an exchange called DSJ Exchange, and it didn't collapse, but it more so scammed $150 million of user funds. It was operating since 2025, and it promised returns of 1.3 to 2.6% per day.
That wasn't a signal that maybe this exchange was a little iffy. If someone promises you that.
You want to know the funny part? That you think that's a signal. There were loads of warnings. 13 regulators across 5 continents issued warnings about the exchange being a Ponzi.
No, I've never heard of them. Had you heard of them before?
No, never. No. But now, good news is that our favorite, ZachXBT, did work with Tether, Binance, and OKX, and he helped freeze around $41.5 million in stolen funds. But they still got away with over $100 million in user funds. So if you guys lost money in that, we're really sorry. But if it's too good to be true, it is.
This reminds me so much of the Celsius, was it? I think, remember that they had these amazing offers? I don't know if it was 5 or 6 years ago or longer. No, Luna also, definitely. No, but Celsius had like the 24% interest. So if you bought...
Yes, I remember.
And I think I showed you the credit card back that they had. So basically you would deposit, let's say, $1,000. And if you would put like $50 of that into their token, you would get like a higher interest on that and on the others as well. And then the higher the amount was that you would put into their token, the higher the interest rate was that they offered on everything. And I remember looking at it with Hans, and we're looking at it like, this doesn't make any sense. And then in a certain point, it was 24%. I think you and I talked about it, and we're like, no one that we know puts money in this, which is sort of a sign not to do it. And then when the whole thing collapsed, it was all a scam, just a Ponzi scheme to get people to put money in.
I think for the guys that have been in crypto for too long, or maybe the guys that are crypto curious that hear of these returns, they look at these projects and they say, okay, let me just try it out. Now, keep in mind, this DSJ exchange started in 2025. So there were people taking money in and out of that exchange regularly. So I'm sure that people walked away with some profits, but to those that were really affected, it's just too good to be true. You guys have to, honestly, this is financial advice. Look at what your bank is offering you in terms of interest rates. Compare it to your crypto project. If there's like a 5 times discrepancy, don't do it. Just don't do it.
No, here's the old man me. If it's more than what the bank is offering, something is tricky because they can never guarantee more than the interest rate. There's no way. You cannot guarantee more than the interest rate. If there's anything more than that, it's risky. It's high risk.
In crypto, you will get maybe 1 or 2% higher just because of the risk, because crypto is riskier. So it's normal for there to be maybe a 1% discrepancy between the bank and crypto.
Yeah, so that could be the markup. But then, Nish, that means that the risk is higher, then it's less guaranteed. So it's a risky investment then. So if the interest... Yeah, so it's a really good advice that you have about the banks.
You know what's crazy? So you have this auntie. There's a current scam going on in Dubai, and there's this guy. His name is Peter or something like that, and he targets British expatriates in Dubai. He promises them a new car with half of the payment amount, right? But the loan amount that these guys are signing for is double the amount of the car. So in their head, they're saying, I don't have to put down a down payment. Meantime, this guy's basically committing loan fraud, and he's taking a loan in these guys' names to give them a car that's half the price. And he says, I'll transfer you the funds every month. So he transfers them, and then all of a sudden it just stops.
Yeah, there's a shocker. Yeah,
So
and he's still going around?
He's still going around. And same thing goes with any of these Ponzi schemes. Because now he's just transferring funds from one loan to another, giving it back to different people.
Of course, yeah. Hey, so about the DSJ, that fake crypto exchange, was there any news about where they were registered, where they were licensed, which country, which regulation was applying?
Not sure. I'm actually not sure.
That's always interesting to me.
It's probably something like Panama, right?
Well, Panama actually, Panama's defense here. I'm going to stick up for Panama. I know a lot of people that moved to Canada, Panama, the other one. That were really happy, and it's supposedly doing much better. I'll give one great example. There was this example of these two Dutch brothers. I think I told you that did derivatives, moved to Panama. I think one left after a while, went back to Holland. One stayed and sold the company for $3 billion to Coinbase. And I don't think Coinbase, being regulated in the US and being monitored by the SEC under that regulation, I don't think they'll buy a shady product or shady exchange. These guys just did a really, really fantastic thing, which was a derivatives product for crypto when it wasn't there. They started, I think, around 2016, 2017. Of course, I forgot the name of the company, the name of the brothers, but Panama is very stable.
Now it's better, but these guys, they said that they were SEC regulated. And that's where the problem comes in, is when a company is claiming all of these things that to be SEC regulated, how do you know who to trust?
Yeah, that's the hard part. There should be some kind of register. MAS in Singapore's got it very nice. You can see on their website all the companies that have a license and the type of license they have. So when you engage with a company in Singapore, you can see exactly if they have a license or not, capital market license and all that stuff. So again, Singapore is really well on that. I don't know enough about Panama, but I do know that there are some people there that I know and trust that did really well. So
they are registered in the UK, and it's on the UK government website.
Ooh, which one? That is DSJ?
Yeah, DSJ. Companies are informationservices.gov.uk. So.
Oh, that's ugly.
Oh, dissolved on October 28th, 2025.
And still operating. Okay. Yeah, of course. There's a website. Yeah, you can run the company. All right. Other news that you have that was interesting? I think you have a bunch.
I do. Where do I start? So Coinbase has plans to cut 14% of their workforce. They said that it was to capitalize on AI advances, but Brian Armstrong did add that the market conditions were a factor in this. He also said that he wants to run the exchange as intelligence with humans around it.
It's amazing if you see how the original pitch deck of Coinbase was put together. It was basically a place where you can buy and sell a Bitcoin, I think. It was very basic, very simple. But that's neither here nor there.
It's you crazy. Have other news, they've done so well. I do. I have two. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one thing about him, Nish, though. When he says they're doing this based on AI, I think investor Mark Andreessen put it so well. He said that these companies that are now doing these massive layoffs, they blame it on AI. What really is happening is they're doing it because the interest rate's higher. So they got free money during COVID pretty much. You can hire as much as you want, expand, loan against it. When the interest rate goes up, just fire everybody. And that's what Amazon has done. It's what Meta has done. And that's what our Coinbase is doing. It's interest rate driven, not AI driven.
It's not AI driven. The truth is, I tried to replace myself with AI recently, and I tried to get an AI avatar done. I was asking you and the other Michiel about different AI tools. And to be honest, we're just not there yet. We're not there at the point where AI can fully replace all of the automations. It can help support.
Maybe you're not there, but my news was that Mark Zuckerberg is trying to build his own AI avatar so that his employees can engage with the avatar instead of with him. Officially, it is meant to, as he puts it, alleviate all the leaks that are coming out when he shares something with the company. So if you ask the avatar version of Zuckerberg, yeah, nothing can leak because it will not be anything special. Everything will be pre-written, pre-drafted. There will be no news in it. Just it's a limited training set, of course, that they will give the AI. I just think it's funny because John Oliver called him the only man that modeled himself to become an avatar. He looks like he was built after a bad avatar with that haircut and that look, that expressionless. I mean, I can't wait to see it. I mean, he is such a freaking weirdo. I mean, who comes up with the idea to build an avatar of yourself so it can engage with the 79,000 employees? What kind of whack job are you when you come up with that? Just
He
either
must
don't
be,
talk to them or...
yeah, he must be really tired of talking to people.
Yeah, wait a second. Why did you want to build an avatar of yourself? To do the podcast with me? So you didn't have to engage with
I
me?
don't want to engage with you anymore.
I feel hurt. I feel like a
No,
Meta employee now.
the last piece of news that actually I have two last pieces of news.
Go for it.
GameStop has placed a bid of $55.5 billion for eBay. And what's
Whoa.
interesting is that it's a 20% premium from the closing price on Friday of last week. To put it in perspective, GameStop is worth around $11 billion with $9 billion in cash. And there's this piece by CNN that was published, and it basically goes, the math doesn't math. And they interviewed the CEO went on CNBC Squawk Box, and basically the interviewer was like, this doesn't make any sense. Where are you going to get all the extra money from? And he goes, it will be half stock, half cash. And he's like, that still doesn't make any sense. Where's the money coming from? And he goes, it'll be half stock, half cash.
Well, you could borrow the money if he doesn't have it on the balance sheet yet, but maybe you could borrow and then at this interest rate, I don't think it's a wise decision. But the question is how he's going to finance the takeover, right? I think that's the key question. In stock, of course, he can't afford it because eBay is so much bigger. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, GameStop, you have to watch the movie Dumb Money. Go and watch it. It's about GameStop. It's brilliant. I love the movie. No? Still no?
Dumb Money? I saw the one, is that the one on Netflix about the Roaring Kitty Reddit post?
Yes. Yes. That's him. Roaring Kitty. That's how it starts and ends, that movie. It's beautiful. A guy in his basement with a YouTube channel, getting this whole community up to fight the hedge funds and help GameStop. I love the movie, especially because it's based on a true story. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know if the movie's that great. I just love the story. What's
That
the other piece of
GameStop
news
saga.
that you had? Yeah, the GameStop side.
The World Liberty Finance has sued Justin Sun for defamation in a Florida court. So here we go.
Florida court, so they know they're going to win. That was a joke about the American legal system. That's
you know something? It's the president's company suing Justin Sun that was already being questioned by the SEC that's been pardoned by Trump. So yeah, Justin Sun does not have the upper hand here.
No, he's not looking good. Yeah. Okay, I got some news here that I thought was interesting and overlooked. This is a month ago that it happened, and I just came across it last week. I forgot about it on last week's episode. But I think it's been overlooked in all the war thing and the oil price stuff. Alibaba's AI went rogue and started blackmailing people.
What?
Yes. And the interesting thing is this is based on a paper written by Alibaba itself. It's not external reporting. It's something they published, which I think is very interesting, that the Chinese companies are sharing information about AI and the potential dangers. And the interesting thing was they just started noticing a lot of activity on the firewall and a lot of resources going to places that no one had told them to go. So they looked at it, and it turns out that the AI had allocated server capacity by itself to cryptocurrency mining without any authorization. The AI just figured out, I'm supposed to do all this AI stuff, but that's just costing money. You know how I can make money for the company if I start cryptocurrency mining? So it started putting less resources into AI stuff and starting using the servers for cryptocurrency mining. Then when they tried to stop the AI, it started blackmailing people based on information that it had about them. So it's a fantastic YouTube video. I've linked to it in the show notes. It is, it's jarring and it's scary. And here's why it's interesting to me, because it even led to the fact that Donald Trump now officially agrees with Joe Biden on something. So Joe Biden created the US AI Safety Institute. And of course, Trump rebranded it when he got elected straight away into the Center for AI Standards and Innovation. He removed the word safety from the name in a pointed jab at Joe Biden. But now Trump is actually officially saying there should be safety standards for AI models. And this is based on the Anthropic mythos issue, which keeps popping up. That mythos is apparently this new model from Anthropic so powerful that it's dangerous. It can penetrate any firewall in the world. And that's why the US is not allowing the release of mythos, and we haven't seen it yet, except that it was leaked. So
Crazy.
yeah, Trump is now for AI safety standards.
You know, it's really nice that was his idea. He really is the smartest president in the world.
Today in the Wall Street Journal, it turns out everybody wants to be a chip manufacturer or something related to foundational stuff for AI servers and data centers. So people are thinking, if I rebrand my company, it's like Allbirds, the sneaker company, becoming a data center company. Here now, there's a glass maker and a toilet maker rebranding themselves into AI stocks, basically saying we're foundational chips. You know, we need the materials that we have go into AI servers. Therefore, we are AI stocks. So it's the latest example. A toilet maker is my favorite. Toilet maker is now an AI stock, just so you know.
Like
then
Ebert.
I have a juicy last piece of news. Have you heard about the JP Morgan story that there's a guy suing JP Morgan, a man, because he was sexually harassed, sexually assaulted even, by his female coworker? You heard that story? It's like the biggest thing in chat fight thread guy world. Yeah, everybody basically with a blue shirt and a body warmer over it from Patagonia is talking about this thing. It's an attractive woman that allegedly sexually assaulted a guy who doesn't exactly look like Brad Pitt. So the joke in my social media feeds are like everybody applying, every 22-year-old now is applying to JP Morgan to get sexually assaulted by that woman or someone similar. I know it's horrible. I shouldn't make a joke about being sexually assaulted. It's not a joke. This is JP Morgan. Turns out offering $1 million in a settlement before it went to court. They offered the guy $1 million. They offered him $1 million. Although there's no proof so far that came out of there having been any relationships between him and the woman.
Did he accept?
No, he didn't, which is why it's going to court. And here's something I want to explain to people from not in the US. A lot of my European friends are saying, see, they offered $1 million, therefore it was true. She harassed him, she assaulted him, whatever. I don't think that's the case. For JP Morgan, it's about protecting your brand. Settling this for $1 million is less expensive than this going to court, et cetera, the legal fees, the reputational damage. So I don't think it means anything at all. And I think in the US, when people sue for money, you should be always very careful saying one person is right, the other is wrong. Let it be fought out in the courts.
Yeah.
His grandpa's advice.
Yeah. That's quite surprising, though. I mean, it's good that he came forward. I know it's difficult for men to come forward after sexual assault, especially with a woman. You know, it's kind of like the whole teacher thing, right? When a male teacher sleeps with a student, it's a predator. When a female teacher sleeps with a boy, it's, oh, he did well. You know, and that narrative, it's not helpful for anyone.
No, and it's you're totally right.
You don't know.
I think
exactly.
You don't know. And I just don't like it when people say, believe every woman. What bullshit is that?
That's
I know.
crazy. That's hush money. You know, it's like, just keep it under wraps. Let's call it a day. Here's $1 million, you know? It's a tough call to make, but
it's a very tough call. It's very tough. I understand JP Morgan for offering $1 million. I don't think it's
no one likes a scandal.
No, exactly. But also the legal fees, as you know, in the US, you're easily down a few $100,000 just, for the first deposition. So anyway, moving on to markets. Yeah, we have a little bit of time left. I'll start here with markets. Listen to this. Okay. My big news. Morgan Stanley expects gold to rise to $5,200 per ounce later this year. And that's that would be about 9% up from where it was last week. And it dropped a little in March, gold. But I was amazed that they're saying that gold will rise even higher. just because of the central banks and the ETFs resuming purchases, which apparently they have halted during this whole oil crisis thing, the Iran thing. I have nothing other than that. That's my. I was just surprised. This is my like, huh? 5,200. Whew.
And crude went up past 107. Futures hit what was it, 121? Over the last.
But now down though, Nish, down to 101.70, which I don't understand either. So my question to you: how can oil go down now again when we're all expecting it to be? I'm hearing talks about empty reservoirs in the U.S. and Europe and Asia, and
they're
oil goes
pricing in
down.
the crisis. That's it. When the conflict starts to pick up again. So, as you know, on Monday, the UAE received 19 different attacks from Iran, either through drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles. And through that, that's when the price of Brent crude rose up, because when the conflict is again coming up, price of oil goes up. They're just estimating, they're predicting that there's going to be more of a shortage. Now that that has died down and Trump has actually backed off, and even some of the vessels in the Strait of Hormuz have left, the price of Brent crude has fallen again. So it really is just being priced in.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? That it's being priced in. And then gold. Now, I know, I do understand that Morgan Stanley doesn't drive the market, right? But it's not a stupid company. And if they say they expect it to go at 5,200, 5,200, it's quite noticeable, especially since today it's at 4,751, so 47.51, expecting it to go to 5,200. That sounds like a moment to get into gold, because I don't see that happening with other, well, what I expect is not that important, because we'll get to the trading competition where I was completely shocked by all kinds of things. But the markets are weird, huh, right now. Tech's so high. Did you see all the tech stocks shoot up again?
Yeah, again, when Trump hit pause and said, hey, we're not going to do this, everyone's like, woohoo, stock price up, crypto up.
So let's move to the trading competition straight away there, because it ties into markets, of course. Bitcoin today. What happened? You didn't notice? No. You're out of the market, aren't you? You are always normally telling me about it for years, and now it broke 80. It broke 80.
Yeah, no, of course I saw
you can
that.
tell she's out of it. Look, she's people, let me tell you this woman, whatever, now she's like,
no,
something's
because
going on.
I don't feel it's going to last. We've come to the end of the halving cycle. We are officially in a bear market. I think this is the euphoria stage where people are in denial. They're still putting their money into crypto. I'm very cautious. As you can see, my trades, I haven't moved anything. In fact, I thought about selling Tracer as well. I just want to put everything into USDT because that's what I've done for my personal portfolio. But for the sake of the trading competition, got to keep it flat.
Yeah, you can go to USDT, but you'll get creamed by what I'm doing, because enough about you. No, let's go over you. So your portfolio is Bitcoin.
Not really,
your Bitcoin.
Nothing's changed.
Bitcoin is at 81,000, so that's good for you. Seriously, that's good. You're only down for the year now 7.5% on Bitcoin. That's not bad.
On my Bitcoin, yeah. I mean, overall, my portfolio is up 2.59% for the year.
Yeah, but look at this. Bitcoin, you're only down 7.5, but on Solana, you're down 29%. And so am I, because I also have Solana. And enough about you, back to me. It's the old Dutch comedian's joke. Enough about myself. What do you think of my hair? Tracer is stable pretty much around 0.26. But Ethereum is up so much. Look at Ethereum. It's now at 23.30. Solana, as we discussed, at 88. Not really doing that great compared to Ethereum and to Bitcoin, to my surprise still. But look at my tech stocks, people. Tech stocks rallied. Listen to this. Amazon up 29% over the last month. 29. Finally, my bet's paying off. Yay. I was complaining the whole first quarter about them. And now, finally. Remember last week I said I think about selling them. Luckily, I didn't. Up 21% for the year. Great 21. Quarterly results. just cloud business killing it, Amazon killing it. I'm holding on to Amazon.
You know what I love about this is that you've put in $5 of the $100 into Amazon.
Yes, but it's helping me a lot right now in the trading competition. And then what else is there? The other one that I have, the ASML. Broadcom up 27% over the last month, 27. ASML up 18, and Nvidia up 17%. So again, you would have asked anyone a month ago, which is going to go up more, Nvidia or Amazon? I doubt anyone would have said Amazon. I really doubt it. And Amazon is up 29%. So I'm holding on to all these stocks. I'm not selling any of these. I'm actually thinking of selling more crypto and going more into traditional stocks, tech stocks. That's the only stuff I know. But for the year,
I love that the copper is up as well now.
I may go from copper. I can go from copper to gold. Copper is up for the year 7.25%. So
bear in mind that it was down 4% just a couple weeks ago, even last month.
She keeps making fun of my copper.
I love it. It's just so cute. It's like it's not something that you usually think about. It's a cute investment.
Let me explain again. Copper I bought because it's a foundational technology that you need for all this AI infrastructure to be built around the world. Copper is an essential ingredient. It's like, what do you Indians put in your food? Curry? You need curry powder.
Turmeric.
That's turmeric. The other stuff I hate.
Copper is like turmeric. I'm going to invest in turmeric.
I just love saying you Indians. I love Indian food. So my favorite restaurant, by the way, on Bali is Indian. It's so embarrassing every time people go to the Indian restaurants. Like, this your favorite?
So good though. Yeah. Indian food's amazing.
Oh,
so
God,
underrated.
Lovely.
And okay, so I think what people can learn from your portfolio, even though we don't give financial advice, is that even if you diversify, you're better off than going all into one asset class. Like for me, I'm up 2.59% for the year, whereas you're up 56% for the year. And this is because you're scattered across how many? 1, 2, 3, 4,
9 different assets.
Nine, yeah. And it's not like you have huge amounts in each. You have $5 in Amazon, $10 in copper, $18 in Tracer, which is crypto, but you still have the majority of your holdings in crypto. So I wonder if you had switched it, how far you would have gone.
I'm seriously thinking about selling some Solana and Ethereum and moving those into tech stocks. Yeah. And then still thinking about buying Palantir. So that's what I'm thinking. I haven't decided yet, but I'll do it over the next week. I'd have to dive into it. But I'm going to make some changes, and I'm going to, exactly based on what you just said, thank you for the advice. It looks like the crypto winter is upon us. So why hang on to the crypto? Yeah, exactly. So why hang on to that? I'm hanging on to Tracer because I know there'll be great announcements, and I'm hanging on, but not financial advice. I'm hanging on to Bitcoin because it's diversification in the long run. That's a long run hold. I'm never selling Bitcoin.
You know what's interesting, though, is that the Fear and Greed Index is up 10 points from last week. Last week it was at 40, and this week it's at 50.
Is it? Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that. I looked at the wrong image. I'm an idiot. I was like, it has 40. And I'm like, oh, no, that was last week. That's why I put them above each other. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so 50. It's interesting. So half the people are greedy and half the people are in total fear. That's what this says. That's like you and me. You're greedy and I'm in total fear.
I'm actually in fear. I haven't even moved. I've been frozen for weeks.
On that happy note, thank you for listening and watching. We'll see you next week. And follow us on all the socials. We're on 8 different platforms. I have to mention them all. Here I go. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat. I don't know what more are we at.
TikTok?
TikTok, thank you. I almost forgot about TikTok. There you go. Then I still forgot one.
Twitter?
She's good. Yes, that's the one.
Email.
What? How can it be 8? No, we're on... Okay, here we go. We're on X, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, and Snapchat. I would have never thought Threads. Yeah.
Why do we have a Threads?
There. Always.
Doesn't matter. Follow us.
Yeah, it all does well. Thank you very much for watching and listening. With the fake blonde and the fake gray-haired guy. See you next week.